NSATA members. Thanks for joining us. Today, President Marshall and I are pausing with a famous female in athletic training history, Mary Robotham.
Happy National Women's History Month.
Thank you. You too.
We appreciate you being here with us today.
We're really excited about it. Can you tell us a little bit, what is your journey into leadership with the NSATA, and kind of how did you get started with NSATA, with athletic training, with everything?
The athletic training question is much easier. So I'll start there. I was a senior at the University of Nebraska in physical education, and I took a class taught by George Sullivan in athletic training or taping techniques, or I don't know what it was called at the time. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Now, I have to say I wasn't very good because George gave me extra tape to practice with. So, and then I taught my first year and decided, I need something else. And so I decided to try athletic training. But of course, Nebraska didn't allow women at the time. Yeah. So I was directed to Western Illinois University. And so I worked under the great Gail Weldon and Duke LaRue.
Duke LaRue, yes. Yep. Very famous people.
And from there, after I got certified, I did a volunteer job at Nebraska Wesleyan. And I think I was, they're probably their first one, but I wasn't paid, so we don't count.
We'll count it.
And then Gail got the job at UCLA, and then I went out with her for 2 years. And then she went into business for herself, and I went to Wichita State. And I was there for 2 years, and then I went to a high school in Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Florida, nice and
Daytona
warm.
Beach.
Better than today.
Nice. Yeah.
And then from there, I got the job at Ralston High School, and that was history. Yeah. I think high school was my definite niche.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to go back a little bit. Your certification exam. Can you tell us a little bit more about the certification exam for you?
I think it was way different. We had to do a practical.
Yeah.
Like we had to tape an ankle and a knee and, I don't know, hyperextended elbow. Yeah. I think it was random for everybody. And we took a written test. I think there were 3 parts. Maybe we had an oral. We must have had an oral test, and I think it was probably easier than now.
Yeah. How was it for you being a woman taking that exam so early on? You didn't have any challenges with that?
No. Yeah. Challenges didn't come from there. I had a few, there were a few challenges, but they were, just like I had.
I just heard some in the past that have had women going to take that, the practical and the oral, and it was kind of just rough. So I didn't know if you had any.
Oh, really?
Any of those situations.
It was things like when I was a student and I was at a national convention, and they have the student breakfast. They even had it back then.
Oh.
And I was sitting at a table with some good old boy who just said, well, I don't know about women in athletic training, but just so you don't do football because you'll cry.
Oh.
Okay then. So for the record straight, it was nobody from Nebraska. I just don't want to ruffle any feathers here.
Well, who encouraged you to get into leadership? You were, you have a extensive resume here on the leadership side. So 14 years being around on the board. Who encouraged you to do that?
Well, you do have to remember there weren't a lot of us. Yeah. I mean, you saw the list.
Yeah.
And as a PE student, we were encouraged to take part in things. And the NATA also said, just join something, be on a committee, do something. So that wasn't really a person influence, it was just do something, be professional.
Yeah, good, that's awesome. What a great leader you are, and what an inspiration to women. You're just getting me charged.
It's amazing that you found the niche of athletic training and then you just jumped in and really made a difference.
I'm not even sure you have the years, 86. So it was almost 10 years after I was certified. Yeah. Of course, I was in Florida and California, so I guess I couldn't have been any earlier.
So within leadership and just being on the NSATA board, were there other forms of leadership that you pursued as well? And as a female, what kind of challenges did you face we kind of talked about it a little bit, but were there any leadership where you felt discouraged as a woman or anything like that? No? Just the athletic training
I think
part?
just because we were, there weren't very many of us. I mean, we could go to a convention and see all our friends. So you can't do that now.
Yeah.
And we were, I don't know if we were 1% of the population.
And it was an all-male board, correct? Besides
I'm sure
you?
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I just don't think, I just don't even think of it as a problem.
Good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that view on that. It's not a problem. We can do it too.
Well, I grew up in a small town, and we had girls' sports. And, except for a few people, like, girls can't play basketball. That wasn't from a Nebraskan. There wasn't that much. I mean, I expected it, I guess.
The profession, I don't know if you've been around, but the profession has changed quite a bit throughout the years. Is there anything that stands out to you, or especially within the NSATA, anything that has happened within your time of leadership on the NSATA board that stands out to you, or you're proud of, or?
I think the effort to be more professional, because, when the physical therapist turned into a PhD program, we have to step up the game to stay relevant and to stay important. So I think it's just making sure we're professional.
Professional and present, putting a stamp on it.
So when you were getting into being certified and you were one of the few females athletic trainers, and now you come to a convention and there's a lot of female athletic trainers, what advice do you have for them? Do you have any specific advice into getting involved in leadership?
Just do it. There's zillions of committees. There's more committees now than when I was there. And just get on a committee and start. It's fun. You get to meet people. Networking, is that still a word?
That's still a word.
Still a thing.
Our profession is all about relationships. So that's
And it is, and it's the best place. How many people have I met? Because I couldn't even, just because you want to be helpful, be part of something.
Well, I can tell you that I am touched for you to be able to meet with us. So thank you so much for being such an inspiration.
Sure. Of course, I am talking to a distinguished award winner. So.
That is true. Shout out to Denise. And
I did check you out.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that, but I can say that it's people like you that have got me involved and make me appreciate the profession that we're in. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I guess I never really thought of it as a big deal. In fact, I didn't even know I was the only woman for a long time on the board. I didn't even realize it.
Well, I love that. Yeah. I love that it wasn't a big deal and you just did what needed to be done.
But then it wasn't ever projected to me as being a big deal. Like Doug Long was never that was never an issue at all.
That you didn't see that, or
No, I didn't experience it.
We we hear from the past, women are just it's so hard and to get into it, and it's just nice to hear that
Nebraska was different.
Nebraska,
and
yes.
You were accepted, and you did a lot of great things. So thank you.
And thank you for meeting up with us and taking a pause to tell us a little bit about history.
For inviting me.
Happy National Athletic Training Month and National Women's History. So thank you.
It's nice that they're in the same month.
I know, right? You get to be a party for
double
two things.
promoted.
Yeah, double party.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Certainly.
Bye, NSATA.